Hey buddy, it's Mike here. Today we're talking about Diablo 4, the new expansion Vessel of Hatred. I'm going to kind of go over everything. I didn't want to release this review right after it released because with these expansions, they change a lot of things, they fix a lot of things. And I also want to make sure I got to soak my feet into it and get so I could best describe if it's really worth your money. Especially if you already have Diablo 4, if it's worth buying the expansion. So we're going to get right into it. So this new expansion, it brings a new storyline, and it also brings a new character class. It adds a new gameplay element. So they added something called like the Undercity, which kind of works like rifts, Nephilim rifts from Diablo 3. But this time there's a little bit of a catch to it. So you have like these three floors, and you have to kind of maintain a certain timer by killing different mobs, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty much the same thing as Nephilim Rips if you had this timer, and you pretty much refill the timer by, like I said, killing mobs and different structures. I also like the risk reward aspect of the Undercity. So there will be different side quests or whatever, and you complete those, and it actually the more side stuff you do, you get better rewards at the end of the dungeon. But you also have to manage your time as well, right? So there's a risk reward aspect to it that I really liked. So it's pretty much like they brought back rifts from Diablo 3 and they just made them better. And this is definitely a welcome improvement. And they also added this new class called the Spiritborn, which absolutely dominates. Right now, I'm doing some quill volley build, and it's just decimating everything on the screen, as you can see. So it's a lot of fun. They're gonna have to nerf this eventually, but basically, the Spiritborn kind of uses spirits from jaguar, gorilla, centipede, and eagle, and these different spirits have different effects. So gorilla has more of like your defensive effects, and it's overall a very well-rounded class. It has almost everything. You have the defensive capabilities, you have a very strong offense, and like I said, it's a tad bit OP right now. They're definitely gonna have to adjust it, but just playing the class itself, I would say justifies this expansion. I've been having a lot of fun playing this class. Actually, more fun I'm playing than my rogue or my mage or wizard. So I'm really enjoying it. I do plan on actually going back to my rogue and wizard at some point, but right now I just can't get off my Spiritborn. It's a lot of fun, and it's, like I said, very powerful class. And I also really like the new region they added, Nantu. So this is very different from the other regions they had in the game, which can sometimes come off stale and very samey. Nantu is like a lush jungle, and it's very visually appealing, and it's very different from what the game previously had. So I appreciate that they're trying to add some visual variety to the different regions, and this new region's a welcome addition. And once you unlock Torment 1 and get yourself all geared up, you'll actually have access to something called the Dark Citadel, which is Diablo 4's take on like raids. So these dungeons, well, there's like three different wings, and it has different puzzles to it, and it's usually completed by 2 to 4 different players. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with this. It definitely brings an extra layer of challenge to the game. And yeah, you only attempt it once like you're fully ready and you're fully geared and you've kind of maxed out the build that you want. But I've been having a lot of fun with it, and it provides that other layer of challenge in the game. And I like that Blizzard's trying out different things. They're not just throwing dungeons at us. They're trying to add different puzzles, and I appreciate that, and I think it's a great improvement. I just love all the changes they've added alongside this expansion. They made the leveling easier, the enemies scale a lot better, so you're going to notice this game flows a lot better. And I know a lot of people are very critical of Diablo 4, and for good reason, right? There's certain things missing that, the hardcore Diablo 2 fans like, or hardcore Diablo 3. But I really think this time around, it's a pleasant surprise. I'm having the most fun I've had with Diablo 4, and not only with the Spiritborn class, but they've just added a lot more to do. Other than doing the Tree of Whispers quests every consistently, and they've added a lot more layer and depth to it. They've changed how difficulty scales. Another wonderful thing they brought back to the Diablo formula is the mercenary system. So yes, they brought it back from Diablo 3. So now you have some assisted support. So these mercenaries can serve various purposes, whether it's dealing damage or, you know, taking aggro off you. I think it's a really cool element. It's been kind of missing for a while, and I've missed it. So it's great to have, you know, that mercenary available to you, and you kind of, they have their own skill tree and everything. Now, they've kind of made one step further. Additionally to having a mercenary, you actually have a reinforcement as well. So you can't use your mercenary when you're playing with other players in a party, but you can still use your reinforcement. So basically this is kind of works like a special attack that you assign. And now one thing to keep in mind is you're not going to have access to these mercenaries right at the get-go. You're going to have to complete certain quests, and then you'll have access to each specific mercenary. Now, in terms of a storyline, I'm going to be honest, I don't play Diablo 4 for the story. Let's just get that out of the way. So if you're looking to get impressed by new storyline and stuff like that, this is not probably going to satisfy you. I don't play for a story. I like the, you know, the grind and, you know, growing my character, building my character, stuff like that. So the story was very underwhelming. I mean, you have some good cutscenes, and, you know, they look very good too visually. But yeah, it just didn't connect with me. And just like the original Diablo 4 game, I found myself just skipping through dialogue. I know it's bad. I probably shouldn't do that, but it just was getting really stale. And I found with this storyline, there was just a lot of talking. They just kept talking, and probably the most talking I've seen in any Diablo 4, or sorry, any Diablo game in general. So if that's one thing to keep in mind. But otherwise, unless you're expecting some epic story, I think everything else of Vessel of Hatred is great. But otherwise, yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised at this expansion as a whole. It's really, you know, revived Diablo 4 for me. I was actually getting quite bored of it, to be quite honest, and, you know, using my rogue, you know, I think I was doing like a twisting blades build, and I just wasn't feeling it anymore. It was just getting stale for me. And this new Vessel of Hatred expansion kind of reinvigorates the game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I would have really preferred, though, if they kind of expanded on the PvP and, you know, more focused towards PvP. Maybe in the next expansion we'll get that. But yeah, overall, as a package, I think, you know, this Vessel of Hatred expansion is a pleasant surprise. It definitely got me back into Diablo 4, and it's one of the games I've been playing regularly now. So highly recommending that you pick up Vessel of Hatred, especially maybe if you weren't a fan of the core Diablo 4 game. I think Vessel of Hatred kind of addresses some of the concerns players had. It gives you more gameplay variation, like I said, from not doing the Tree of Whispers quest repeatedly. I like that they're expanding on the core gameplay loop, you know, rather than just making these bosses these sponges. There's actually mechanics involved to it. So, you know, they're really taking Diablo 4 to the next level, and I think Blizzard did a great job on this. But overall, yeah, highly recommending Vessel of Hatred. Definitely check it out. And if you haven't checked out my channel already, please do. And if you like my content, subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.